Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Sawyer from Holistica, Belize. I want to thank everybody who's joining us for our 2025 Holistica Belize update. We've made some incredible changes to our property, and we're so excited to show you everything. Before we get to that, I want to introduce everybody. We have some great guests contributing to this update today. First, some of you may already know this gentleman. We've had some amazing times with him. In visiting the community, I'm so delighted to introduce Eric, one of our directors at Holistica Belize.
Hey guys, welcome. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to cover today, so we're excited to hop right into it here in a second.
And also, thank you, Eric. Also, we have two of our great Holistica Belize lot owners joining us for this update. Cam.
Hi, everybody. Glad to talk to you all. Glad to be here tonight.
Thank you, Cam. And Rico.
Hey, exciting times. Happy to be here.
I want to take a quick second, though, to thank both of you folks for being here as lot owners. It's an honor that you'd want to contribute to the success of our community. And I also wanted to point out, somebody might have recognized Rick, Crypto Rick or Ricardo, is on our previous virtual tour. He is the technology expert. So he's helping us to do our recording here. He's helping us to put this whole together. So I wanted to thank him for coming with his expertise and volunteering his time to help us out here. So thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
No problem. Rick.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, man. I'm excited and honored and happy to be a part of the community and to bring value as well.
All right. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us, and Eric. Since you may remember, we also did previously last year a very detailed virtual tour that we hosted, and we received so many really great comments and how helpful that was for both owners and prospective people that are looking at our community and wanting to get more information. And those of you watching this update, if you haven't seen that virtual tour, please let us know. We'll be happy to send that out to you. We're super excited to update you on the progress because we've officially entered our first phase of development construction.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Let me tell you that this is something that is, from being here from day one years ago to where we are today, it's some of the most exciting times. And I remember the very first day I stood on the very first road we pushed, and it's an accomplishment you just can't beat that. So we're really excited what's going on here.
Incredible. Okay, so we jump right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Eric, you want to go over what we're going to cover today?
Yeah, so I want to take a second to talk about what we're going to be doing on this presentation to give you a little understanding of timeline for this presentation. We're going to be talking about our road work, all the road work that's underway currently. We're actually going to be seeing some videos today that were shot, and there are some photos that were shot today, and a few videos were shot just over the past week. So you're seeing really, really recent, really current information on it. We're also going to talk about some of the updates that we're doing to our website. So one of the unique things that you'll see here in the coming future is individual lots. So you'll be able to actually look at a video and photos of each and every individual lot as these roads are pushed. We have our drone out, so you'll see aerials. You'll have photos from different sides. So it's a way that you can see your actual property even before you come down to the property and see it for yourself. And our lot owners like Cam and Rico here, they'll actually get to see their individual lots from the air for the first time. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. So we're going to cover that here. We're going to talk a little bit about where I'm sitting right now, which is our office here in Placencia, here in Belize, and our new real estate offerings that we'll have here. And then we're going to also talk about our phases in the development. So you'll learn about each step of the progress as we move forward in the development phase. And then at the end of this, we'll have a little question and answer. So we'll answer some of the more common questions that have come up here. So just to give you a little rundown of the plan today.
Thank you, Eric. And before we move forward, would Rico and Cam, would you like to share anything about what got you, into being part of our Holistica Belize family, and anything that you'd want to comment on? Rico, do you want to go first?
Yeah, no, but like I said, I'm just really excited. I actually, I didn't really know too much about Holistica Belize, and I came down and I was just, I fell in love with, Belize and Placencia, and then the community and everything that I was seeing. It made sense for me, and I'm just happy and excited to be a part of the project, and looking forward to all the progress and developments over the next 6 months, and literally, from the time I've came down and from what I'm seeing now, it's just really good to see that the project is moving forward. So I'm just very excited, to see as we move forward what's going on.
I wanted to add something also about Rick. He's the most unique situation, one of the most unique situations we have, and unique lot owners we have in the development, and that's because when he came down on his original tour, he came with a friend and their family, and so he was a last minute add on, had no idea what he was coming into, hadn't seen any presentations or learned anything about Holistica before coming down. Came down, and apparently we're so happy that he fell in love with what we're doing and he purchased a property. So the virtual tour that Steve mentioned earlier, that was actually Rico's very first chance to see the presentation about Holistica, and he did it after he actually came on tour. So it's really a unique scenario. So it's a one of a kind situation there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And
And
Cam?
this is the first time I'm actually meeting Rico, and it's wonderful to meet another member. And I mean, I've got background in construction. I've built 35 plus years. I built tiny homes the last year. It's been really exciting, and my dream is to build in paradise. And I've enjoyed the thought of either Central America and some hope of that. Spent some time in Costa Rica after I lost my partner about a decade ago. So it's been a vision of mine. And when I was lucky enough to see the listings and then get connected to the marketing team, which was Steve, we made an instant connection. And he's like a brother to me now. And I needed to see for myself what was really going on. He shared with me like home builders and the locations and the lots and all the information. He took me on a virtual tour with my friend who came with me on the tour. But I needed to come to the tour and see what was going on down there. So I came and met Eric and Alvin and Breezy, and also Linus, who's lining us up. There's some really special people involved with this project, and then meeting Nana on the tour and understanding what he was doing and where he came from and the master's degrees that he has and what he's doing with the land. It's an exceptional idea and process, and I was just really excited to be able to see it firsthand. And before I came, there was some like hullabaloo, shall we say, with some folks and some blogs talking to some negativity about it. And what I heard and what I saw had nothing, there was no connection between the rumors and the truth. And what I saw and the feelings that I got, and several of us, there were 16 on our tour, which was amazing. And now we're all friends. We've stayed connected. They've connected us through social media and other things, but these people are genuine and they're like-minded, and we're also very smart, and we went through these documents and paperwork with a fine-tooth comb and attorneys, and it's all on the up and up. And I'm just on top of that, it's legit. But the people, it's like you have to go and experience what's happening, and the vision and the community involvement that Eric has inspired with the rest of the folks with Holistica. It's like-minded stuff. And it's really unfortunate that folks who are either jealous or trying to do other things in other areas, who may not be as um, like-minded as us, shall we say, are trying to put some dirt on the organization and the folks there. And it's very unfortunate because this just not real. And that's what I got to find out. And through the last year, I'm coming back in just a couple weeks. I'm like so excited to be back. and to be able to possibly walk on my lot and to see the progress firsthand and to just be involved in the movement and this community and giving back. There's some things that Eric's going to share about the community that are they're really close to my heart. As far as I work for a nonprofit, and it means everything to me to be involved in the community and to be given back. So it covers all the check boxes for me. Sustainability, being able to do off-grid stuff, catching rain and solar and all the things, and then like-minded community with all the amenities. I couldn't have asked for a better thing. So I'm really excited about the future of Holistica. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to share.
Oh, I love it. Well, let me tell you, we were just right before the presentation started. We were kind of just all catching up. We haven't all spoken in a while, and we're talking about what an amazing group of residents we have in our community. Rico can share about his experience with the folks he had on his tour. Cam can share the same thing on her tour, but it doesn't matter which week you come down. We are assembling just an amazing group of residents in this community. It's from all walks of life, but all like-minded, and it's really just amazing. And so I'm thankful for you both being here, and I'm also thankful that you did bring up some of the things that some of the people out there are trying to say. We've learned, and it's a bummer, but it's most of our competitors. It's all the blogs that we found. Most of it tracks back to other real estate offices. We do a lot of marketing. We do more marketing than any other project out here in Belize. And sadly, there's folks that want to try to capitalize on it. One way to steal a client is to throw dirt, and when there's no dirt to be thrown. So, but thank you for bringing it up. But that's the point. We want you to come down and see it. If you come and see Holistica for yourself, then that helps to answer a lot of the questions. And this presentation should also do that as well. So let's move on. Let's get into the fun stuff. And I'll let Steve, you want to hit on that next slide?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Rico. Thanks, Cam, again. Okay, so we're now going to start to show you the visuals of the progress. Before we get into the visuals, just to make sure we clarify what you're looking at. We're just showing right now the full master plan. You're looking at the 200-acre layout. And what you're going to see is the road work that's done all in this area from where the creek is to the west. Okay. And we're going to have Eric go over what each picture and video. We're going to have several illustrations of it. You're going to see the main road. You'll also see, and he'll touch on it, a utility road that comes this way, so you're not confused what's what. And generally, we're talking about we divide things into 3 phases. So phase 1, you're going to see all of the road work complete. Eric will go over the timeline for phase 2 and phase 3 after we cover that. Okay, Eric, I'll let you take over.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the first picture here. Here we go.
All right, so what you're seeing here, this photo here is a few weeks old, maybe about a month or so. This is when they first started pushing the main road. So it actually looks quite a bit different now than it did in this photo, just this drone photo from just a few weeks or a month or so ago. But this is the road leading into the highway. So one thing that's kind of nice, you can kind of notice the mountain views in the background. We're very fortunate throughout much of the project, you can see beautiful mountain views in the back. But if you want to move on to the next slide there.
Here we go.
So I was sent this morning. So we were able to pop this into this. And this is now that we're putting the baseline material onto the roads. So as you'll see in a future slide, in one of the upcoming slides, the drainage on the sides of the roads. And so the road construction is well underway. We're really excited how it's coming out so far. And this was done just 2 days ago, right before they started putting some of the topsoil on top.
When I saw this picture, Eric, I got so excited. I wanted to get a plane ticket, get down there, and just bring my sleeping bag because that road looks really comfortable. Okay, so I think this is what you're talking about, the elevation, right?
Yeah, and so what you're looking at here is the drainage
Sorry
that's actually being installed. This was all done just from I'm not sure if it's playing there.
You see it moving?
Yep, there it is. And so what you see the excavator doing is actually putting the drainage on the side of the road. So this is actually the road that's along the creekside lots. And so we do what's called a super elevation. That's where they put a crown to the road. And so all the water as it comes off, it'll slope down into the drainage system. And so we take our drainage very, very important here in Holistica. We're in a country that does get quite a bit of rain. And so you'll see here, this is actually the drainage in action. So this was just done as of a few days ago. We had a lot of heavy rain just a couple of days ago, and the drainage is working perfectly. And so the drainage system is designed to actually move all the water off to the property and into the creek further down past the development. So we have several areas that it moves to. Our engineering team has done an amazing job to ensure that we have excellent drainage. You don't see this throughout most of Belize. So if you go into a lot of the other developments out there, you don't see where this much thought and care is put into drainage. But we recognize in a rainy area, you want to do everything you can to protect your roads. And it starts with thinking ahead and doing these types of things on the road. What we're looking at here, if you want to go back to the map,
Sure.
I want to show you guys where you're looking at to get a better sense of it.
Okay, so we were looking at part of, I believe this is the left side loop right here. This main area, and the farm is ongoing in the front of that. So let me go flip back to that picture now. Okay.
Yeah, so this was one of the first sections of road. I like to show this because you can see throughout Holistica, we're so large that we have different terrain throughout the entire development. And so where you'll see in one of the upcoming slides where it's a heavily wooded area, you'll see that the road construction is very different. This whole section is where a lot of our farm is. So what Steve's outlining up at the top there, that's actually where we have thousands and thousands and thousands of teak trees that have been planted. Now, one thing that Rico and Cam, you may not be aware of, but we've just recently planted about 1,000 coconut trees as well. So
this is a better view, Eric.
That's a better view. That shows it much better there, yeah. So on the outskirts and the outsides is where we have all of our teak trees. When we're done, we're going to have in the neighborhood of about 50,000 trees is what we estimate, but we will have several thousand palm trees. And so the goal for Holistica is it's a very beautiful place, but we want to make it even better. So the reason we planted so many coconuts, not only does the coconut itself add so much value from a nutrient standpoint, but they're so beautiful and they'll be lining all of the roads throughout the entire project. So imagine you're coming through the entry gates and all you're seeing is beautiful palm trees on both sides of the roads. We've actually started some of that, some of those plantings already, but we have in this field, it's kind of hard to see because we are zoomed out quite a ways. But we have right now, it's close to 1,000 palm trees already planted, waiting to be transplanted as the road work goes in.
Those are between the utility road, I believe, and the new cut main road, right?
Correct. That's correct.
Saying? Let's see here. What we got. Now we're looking over towards the left loop.
Yep. So yep, that's right. So now we're sitting on that loop we just looked at, and we're now looking south.
South, yeah.
And so what you're seeing there is
the road coming in.
Loop. Yep, that's the main road coming in. If you want
to
go to the next
on
slide.
That main road, there's this is when it was really fresh cut, because you see all the down lumber and debris over there. Now when we went back to that beautiful slope that looks so comfortable to me, you can see quite a bit changes very quickly.
Yeah, we've moved much of the debris out. What's great is we use every part of everything we do in the development. So as any tree comes down, we stockpile our lumber. We will have our own sawmill on site. So we'll be making all of our own furniture that's going to go at the restaurants, the bars, the around the pool area, the lounge chairs, things like that. We'll also make furniture for residents in the community at our wood shop. And so, but we believe in using every part of it. So even some of the material that we pushed, that'll actually be pushed into other areas that might be a little more low-lying as we fill it up. What you're seeing right there is the actual creek. So you can actually see there's where the creek is on the project there. And so you'll see if you want to.
What you're seeing, actually, if you don't mind me cutting in, is called La Casa de 48. You know what that is, right, Senor Hamilton?
He's on mute. Yes. Yeah, no, I definitely do. Yes, sir. That is my beautiful lot.
That's Rico's lot. There you
That's
go.
Rico's lot
Starting to
right there.
really
That's
come to
right.
life.
That's why the big
Awesome.
R is right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited. So
S
It
is
took a
excited.
over
second for me to
here.
figure out what you were drawing, Steve, but now I see
Yeah.
it.
No one ever catches up to this. Is the story of my life, Eric. Okay, here we go. Now we got a real close-in view. What we're looking at, I think
Yeah,
the
so this is
creek's over
now, if you
here
want to show
now,
the
right?
map, yeah, the creek is right there. If you want to show the map, you can show them exactly where it's at on the map now too.
Yeah, let me just show everybody what we're looking at here. Give me a second here so I can pull up the map for here. Okay, so we're looking at just this piece right here. You saw the cul-de-sac coming this way. The creek runs over here. Okay. There we go. Right here's 48 again. Okay, great. I love teasing you about your lot there. It's a great lot. All right, here we go. Back to that picture. So now you can sort of hopefully visualize that from the map.
Yeah, it's, as you can see from it, one thing that's great about this side of the property here is look how lush and beautiful it is. I mean, it's the the density of the trees and the beauty of the trees that we have around is just it's breathtaking. I remember just a few weeks ago when this road was first pushed, and I was myself and Easy Breeze who were walking out there for the first time. We were kind of in awe, like we couldn't believe how beautiful it was. And I've been in Belize a long time. And until you get in there, it's really hard to tell until you get roads pushed. And so we knew we were lucky on this property because of how diverse and beautiful it is. But seeing it as it is now and seeing just how many amazing trees we have and the wildlife that's there, birds were all over. It's unbelievable. So I can't wait for everybody to come down and actually walk that road because you're going to see exactly what I mean. We have a few photos that kind of illustrate it, but it's nothing like when you're standing there in real life. It's unreal.
We got a couple more videos for you, Eric. Here we go. I'm going to
Yep.
give you a bigger, let me expand this for everybody and play this. This is going to be a drone video.
Yeah, so as you can see, that's where the main road is. You can see the loop on the right. And now we're flying to the loop on the left. One of the things I want to point out is as we're developing the community, we do have our own drone pilot in-house. And so we'll be constantly doing updates with new footage as road work is being done, as amenities are being put in. So you won't only see from the ground, you'll see from the air the work that's done as well. So here's where you really can tell the difference between the terrain. You have the right side, which is where the farm site is. That's been largely cleared for many years. Back when the previous owners of the land had a small farm they were operating there, to the density of the beautiful rainforest jungle we have right here on the left side here.
Really beautiful.
And to give you guys some perspective on size, you're literally only looking at about 10–15% of the size of the project. And so when you see all that mass amount of land, it's actually just a small portion of it.
Yeah, this is just 1/6 of the total layout of the residential lots that we're looking at. Now it's going to pan over towards
Now you can start seeing how
northeast.
beautiful it is throughout the entire property. So most of it, we have really beautiful tree coverage throughout most of the property.
Let me see how this one is. Again, we're starting from the right side. Eric, I see a tree there in the middle of that.
Oh yeah, you'll see that one of the things that we're going to be doing, I'm glad you brought that up, is if we see an amazing tree that's in the line of the road, we will be making slight adjustments to save as many of those trees as we can. So when you're on the ground and you're over there walking, you will see in the road areas where it's slightly changed. We just have made it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right to save as many of those really beautiful trees. And that's an example of it right there. You'll see another example as the drone is flying up a little further, where we could have removed that tree, but that tree, when you're on the ground and you see it, it's so beautiful, it'd just be a shame to remove it. So we're trying to do the best we can to save as many of those beautiful trees. And if what we'll be doing is doing a lot of landscaping around those trees as well.
And this entire road push took how much time, do you think?
All together, what you're seeing here, we were held back a lot with rain. We had a really heavy rainy season, but the amount of actually hours on the ground getting the work done was, I would say, probably less than a week and a half, 2 weeks. They were able to get
Fabulous.
in and get things done that fast.
Okay, I think we're coming up to where we're going to show a little bit more about the lots themselves. Let me go ahead and get you over to this. So I know Eric had mentioned that we're doing some really great things on our website, with really going into showcasing each individual lot. Now that the roads present them so well, we're really able to get the photographs on the lots, really see the lot markers. I'm just going to highlight one of the lots. This is something that will take us a little time because for right now, we're able to access all of the lots in the first phase. What are they doing about phase 2 and phase 3 to get the roads pushed, Eric?
Okay, so what's interesting is they actually just started in this area right below where you put phase 2. The survey team is now planned. What they do is they go in and they with the survey team and part of our farm team, they actually flag out where the roads go. You can imagine in dense jungle, even though this has all been fully surveyed, there's survey markers on every lot. It's not easy to find in dense jungle. And so what they're currently doing right now is they're actually putting flags all along the roadway on trees so that as the dozers and the excavators and the graders, the different equipment go through, that they're able to clearly define exactly where the roads are. And so that's what was just where you actually have the cursor right now. That whole section right there was just done. So they're expecting by Thursday or Friday of this week, we're crossing the creek and actually starting to push roads on that side. So phase 1 for the base push is done. They're now just going to be grading and capping all of phase 1. Now they're getting in and starting to push phase 2. So it's pretty exciting to know how fast they were able to finish phase 1. We expect, as long as weather holds up, and luckily we're now coming into the dry season, hopefully within about the next 3 months, all the roads within all 3 phases the base of it's pushed. So obviously that doesn't mean they're going to be fully capped and finished. That does take time, but you'll be able to get to every single individual lot. And so that gets us one step closer for everyone to be able to take title to their lot and start the building process. Because you don't have to have everything finished. You just have to have an access road for the government to give us our stamp and say, yep, you can start building. So it's getting closer. Phase 1 is basically finished. We're waiting on what's called authentication. That's where they authenticate the work that's done and authenticate the map. Probably within the next couple months that the government will finish their part, because we've already finished all of our part throughout phase 1. So things are moving really quickly now that we're in the construction phases.
And as we get out of the rainy season, it might not take us too much time to be able to cut these roads. It didn't take long, even withstanding the amount of rain that we got from September into already where we're at right now in mid-January. Yep. So I'm really looking forward to
3 months. 3 months is a really fair assessment as long as we can keep the crews working at the schedule that we have them on right now.
Perfect. Okay, so I need everybody to kind of use a little bit of your imagination on this, but I'm going to give you kind of more of the nuts and bolts. So if you went to holisticabelize.com, there'll be a tab at the top, and you'd be able to click on that tab that would say lots. And underneath the lot, you would see a link for each lot number. You'd see a big map that shows availability, sort of like this map here. Let me clear it up. And then when you click into it, I'm going to showcase lot 21 right here, right by the main road. I'll just outline it there. That's 21. So you'd go into HB 21. We use HB, Holistica Belize 21. And then the first thing you're going to see is the listing. You'll see the acreage. You're going to see whether it's available or whether it's reserved. We do have a reservation program for folks that are interested in coming to see our property. That way you can protect a lot without any type of commitment yet, but you'd be able to lock in that specific lot that will be on hold and allow you to a very deep discount if you decide to purchase. Okay, so there could be saying available, which this lot currently is available. And then It could also say sold, because we will be showing every one of our 320 lots in our layout. And then it'll also cover what the list pricing is, making it much easier for those of you who haven't been to Holistica Belize to really be able to, and I'm really excited about this because I've got people for the last almost 2 years telling me, can you show me pictures? But we haven't had the access. So now we're there. Now that's what we're doing. So here, without more ado, here's lot 21. You can see the mark or the signage there. That's about in the middle of the lot. You can get several views. There are going to be 4 or 5 views of each lot. Kind of flipping through these quickly so you see the main road and where the road turns towards the left loop, because it's a corner lot. You can really see the foliage. It was a little bit darker when Breezy took these drone shots. And then it'll also have a 20 to 30 second drone. So you'd really be able to get a full view of your lot, of if it is your lot or the lot you might want to look at coming down to see, right in your living room.
One thing I do want to point out, this will take time, as we will be doing it as the roads are pushed. And so our goal is to get it as soon as we have road access. We want to get over there and drone it and photograph it and get it onto the website. And so you'll see them being added on a regular basis as the work is being completed. And then once the whole roads are cleaned, because here you can see it was just pushed, you still see debris on the sides of the road, all that'll be removed. And then we'll later go back, and when we have a more cleaned up video or photos of each lot, we're going to add those to the website. The other thing that you'll also find is as the titles are being issued for each individual lot, there's also there's a plot map that's created. So you'll be able to, we can tell you on each and individual lot what your dimensions are currently, but once the titles are created, you'll actually be able to have the plot map that shows you the full dimensions of each individual lot, and that'll also be on the website too.
Had myself on mute. Am I hearing? You hearing me now?
Yep, there you go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you a picture that's going to look pretty similar to what you're looking at when you look at Eric's beautiful picture face there. So let's see what we got next.
Oh yeah, this is where we're at right now. We're inside the Holistica office.
Okay, where's this office located, Eric?
Okay, so we are right now in Placencia. We're on the Placencia Peninsula. We have about, there's Breezy right there. We have about the best location of a real estate office you could possibly find here in the Placencia area. Where Breezy's standing, that's Easy Breezy. He's part of our team here. You'll meet him when you come down. Tends to be everybody's favorite person on the tour because he's just an amazing character, fun guy, incredible person. But where he's standing is we are at the very end of the Placencia Road. Placencia is a peninsula, so as you take it, the very end are boat docks, and this is where when folks come off of a cruise ship, the first thing they're going to see when they get off the cruise ship is Holistica Belize, and our logo's on this side of the wall, and where Breezy's back is on the other side of the wall. So we have excellent visibility, great location. The big importance for the office that we have is, yes, for all of the real estate needs that we need done, but also a lot of our lot owners are looking at this from an investment standpoint. And their thought is, okay, what do I do when I want to sell the lot? You're not left on your own. We have our on-site property management team that can help with everything from rentals if you go that route, but they're also there to be able to show property for anyone that's interested in having property that's resale. And so our office here being a perfect location, as people come on vacation and they find out they love it, and they say, hey, I want to buy a piece of property, we're right here to be able to help them take care of that, also within Holistica. And Rico is a prime example of that. Come down on vacation and that weekend purchase a piece of property. Yeah. His whole family and friends knew all about it, but for him, he was learning on the fly. So that's how some folks purchase real estate here in Belize. And so we're also in the process of getting our tour operator's license. So what that'll allow us to do is do tours outside of what we do just as Holistica. And so it's another key advantage that this office will be a tour office. As people come in and they decide they want to go to Mayan ruins or snorkeling or kayaking or fishing or scuba diving or you name it throughout the country, they'll be able to right through Holistica take advantage of those activities, and they may say, "Hey, I love this place. Now show me some real estate." So we're really proud of our office here. But it's something that is designed specifically originally for giving back to the residents in our community and giving them an easy channel when it comes to resale, to have experts within the development and in the community be able to help showcase their properties they have for resale or for rental as well. I should touch on that a little more. Right now, if you were to take a look and try to find hotels throughout the Placencia area, the price has gone up dramatically. Belize is really on the map. People are really looking at us. It's really exciting. One standpoint that's not great is I used to fly down all the time and get upgraded to first class for free always. I haven't been upgraded to first class because the amount of people coming down in like a year and a half. So with the good, there's a little bad, but hey, I'm so thankful people are coming. And so what that means when you look at a rental perspective is there's a lot of families that are priced out of buying into a hotel. If you have, say you have 5 or 6 people in your family, and most of the hotels can accommodate 2, maybe 3 people in that room. And if the hotel is $300 a night, you're looking at 600 and maybe more, depending on the number of rooms you need, where per night, where you might be able to find a house for rent, at a lower price than $600 or $700 a night. That has you a lot more accommodations. And so our on-site property management team can handle everything. They'll handle the rentals. They'll handle the cleanup, maintenance. They'll also handle pickups and drop-offs to and from the airport. And with our tour operation that we have, that's also going to be inside Holistica, they can sign up for activities right there in the development without having to leave or search on their own. So there's a lot of things that we're doing here in Belize and here in the Placencia area to not just make a difference for Holistica, but make a difference for the community and our guests in the community as well.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited to get down and see that office on my next trip there,
Yeah,
Eric.
it's new. We've only been here a couple months, so it's exciting.
All right, and what are going to be the next steps after we're finished with the roads here on phase 1? I guess we're on that right now. Why don't you take us through that, Eric?
Yeah, so on phase 1, I have to look. My eyes aren't the best. So I have to squeeze in a little bit to see a little better here. On phase 1, all the roads for phase 1 have been pushed. You kind of seen that through the videos that we're seeing today. One of the reasons we held off until now to do this presentation is because we wanted to get some of the footage showing those roads are now in. And so over the second and third quarter, they're going to all be capped and graded. That's our timeline that we're projecting right now. For phases 2 and phase 3, even though we feel we're probably going to be able to get it done in the next 3 months, we like to still be a little bit conservative in our timeframes. So our goal right now is to have the roads in phase 2 and 3 pushed within between first and second quarter of this year. And then we'll have them capped and graded hopefully by around the fourth quarter. That's what our plan is so far. One of the reasons that we're pushing to get our main road into the pool area. And so that's why Linus and his team, that's our survey and engineering team, we're flagging out the roadways to where the pool area is. We need to get the loop around the pool cleared so we can get started on the construction of the pool. One of the things we know is people will likely start building homes. Hopefully they'll have the ability, if we get everything back that we need from the Belize government, hopefully they'll be able to start construction in the next 6 months. So our goal is to get the swimming pool underway as soon as possible so they have that amenity available in the community. Right now, I'm dealing with a couple different design companies that are giving us a couple examples of what they envision building as the Holistica pool. So as I receive the different renderings, we'll get those out to you folks so you can see it as well. But where Steve's showing you right now is this is where the whole pool area is going. So in this pool area, if Steve, you want to kind of show some of the things we're going to have there, you'll learn a little more about what's to come here in the coming future.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me highlight. One of the things that really separates our community with buying something in a village is having your own amenities and having that privacy with a really great array of different variety of different activities that you're going to do on an everyday basis. What really separates us to start with is our real heart and soul of our community, which is all being based on a living organic farm. And having somebody that's a renowned farmer, not just in Belize, but all over Central America, with a background like Nana Mensah's, our other director here at Holistica Belize, really makes this a place where you can really learn and get educated on how to live much longer in a much healthier state by really living off the beauty of natural and organic nutrition. And so you come down and you come on our tour, you're going to be blown away with anything that you learn from Nana. I'm always really just basically I need to take out my phone and start to hit record whenever I ask Nana a question, because he's that knowledgeable with all of his background and experience.
Let me touch on something too, Steve, if I can, a little bit about Nana. Nana's background here in the country, he's originally from Ghana, but he came here many, many years ago. His wife and all 5 kids are born here in Belize. But he has degrees in organic farming, organic medicinal farming, and also in engineering. So his main background, aside from the agriculture, is engineering, which has been a great asset for our community. He's one of the top minds throughout the entire country of Belize. He was asked to be the head of their new sustainability forum that they have in the country of Belize. But he also has taught for many, many years at the University of Belize. So Nana, aside from his education that he does with the university, we work closely with a lot of local schools. And so he brings the teachers on site, he teaches them curriculum and education that they can take back, put into the classroom, and things that they can incorporate into the school garden. You're going to see in a few slides here, we had a big event. Nana helped to organize much of this. It was on sustainable agriculture within adaptation to climate change. And it was in cooperation with other representatives from the government. I'll talk about that as we get there. But I want you to really understand how valuable and how lucky we are to have Nana as part of our team. He's been one of my best friends here in the country for over 10 years, and his family, for me, they're like family to me. And so we're honored to have him. And I'm sure that Rico and Cam, you both can, even though you're on 2 different tours, I imagine you both were blown away by the knowledge you learned just on that afternoon on property.
100%, Eric. I mean, and Rico can probably see this too, but I was blown away, and I wish I was recording too, Steve. I hear you on that. But all the things and the restoration of the soil and also what he's doing now to give, while there's not a community there, the growing is going to the local villages to the left and to the right. I mean, giving back to the community, and he's mind blowing. Like, I am so excited that he's a part of our community. I had to come off mute for that one, bud.
Yeah, no, Nana's knowledge is immense. He's definitely a gem to the community. It was really a great vibe, and yeah, it's phenomenal to have somebody like that. His education, I feel the same way about the recording. Anytime he speaks, you just be ready to record, because you're going to be blown away by the information that he shares with you.
Yeah, what Cam was talking about when she mentioned about the garden and the farm. Right now, we're testing out the farm area for a lot of different soil. We're growing a lot of different fruits, vegetables, spices, you name it, from coconut to pineapple to neem to okra to you name it. We have so many things growing on the property right now. And right now, since the community isn't there to enjoy these fruits, vegetables, and spices, we actually donate anything that our farm team doesn't take. We donate it to all the local villages in town, and so nothing goes to waste. We recognize that the things that we're growing are things that we can share with the community, and that's been part of our vision from day one. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It's an important part of what we're doing here. But as you can see, there's a lot of different things that we grow right on site. I know this video is probably not it's a little choppy on my end, but when you get down there, every single week there's something new that's being grown. I love it.
Yeah, and all of that, good point. All of that fresh organic produce, spices, that'll all be a sustainable factor, which, another really great amenity that's part of Holistica Belize is going to be the weekend farmers market, eventually an everyday farmers market, where just picture coming out in the morning and waking up to the beautiful natural alarm clocks that the birds that are on your roof, that you don't have to have an alarm clock in Belize. They're built in. And then you'd be able to walk right down the street. And on your left-hand side, you would see all these great stands from our own produce, fruits, vegetables, local vendors that are local businesses, offering their own, special cuisine. The food in Belize is just such a difference maker, and it's really, you're not going to feel that sluggish, that rundown, the where you get from the preservatives and the GMOs, because everything's fresh in Belize. Um, and then exactly where you're being sourced from. So you've got this amazing outdoor farmers market. Go pick some fruits and banana, pineapple, mango. Go back home, maybe get yourself a morning smoothie, get yourself some good healthy vegetables for a great salad for later on, and then get out there and enjoy your day.
Let me add something too, Steve, if I can. There's even more to our gardens, our farming gardens, than just offering a farmer's market and fruit and vegetable stand. It also has the knowledge. And so one of the great things about having Nana as part of our team and his entire staff is when you go down to the gardens and you have certain health issues that you're concerned about and things that you want to improve in your life, our team is there to help guide you in the way about things that you can grow right on your own property that can be incorporated into your diet that can make a big impact on your health. And so, yes, we love the fact that we have a place for people to purchase things, but you can also get involved as much as you like. So volunteering in our community, even outside of our community, is a big part of what Holistic is about. So if you want to learn about some of the unique farming techniques that we do, and you want to get involved with the farm team, a lot of folks that we've had come down on tour, that's something that is exciting to them. That's something that is available here in Holistica. You get to be a part of what the community has to offer, not just purchase it at the market there.
Great point. Now, once you actually go across the creek and you get into phase 2, another really amazing amenity that will be completed in the near future would be a beautiful, elegant walking garden. And within that garden, on the very upper side, I'll show you where the placement will be actually, I can show you here so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. If you walk into the community and you get across the walking bridge to the creek into phase 2, then we've got our 5-acre organic garden, which is a much more refined garden with walkways that go through. And in this section over here, this isn't Rick, this is the restaurant. The other R, okay, is our farm to table restaurant. So it'll be placed similar to this picture. This is actually Flora Farms in this picture, but similar to the natural lay of the land in Cabo, we've got these beautiful views that you've already seen of the Mayan Mountains. So you'd be able to dine there for breakfast, lunch, dinner, great healthy cuisine, seeing all of the fresh produce from the farm coming into your salad, your dessert, and everything healthy. Maybe having one of your neighbors and on the outside veranda playing some music, watching the sunset or sunrise.
Yeah, it's real farm to table living. And where it's hard to find that in the United States, it's actually still hard to find a little bit of that here in Belize. And so we created something that we know is super unique, in that you'll be able to take advantage of that right inside the community.
Yeah, let me just get you a little bit further down the road here. So this big open area, this will be a lot of activity within our community. This is where we're going to find, first off, wonderful. I always like this picture. It makes me want to jump right in. Beautiful infinity pool, our community pool, where you can just jump in the pool, get yourself cool, and just swim right up to these stools. And you can order our very own, our own proprietary farm Rita from Holistica Belize. We've now, have we trademarked that yet, Eric?
We need to trademark it.
Yeah.
It's come up a long time ago that people found the best name for our margarita that we're going to have here at the pool, the Holistic Oasis. And it's going to be the Farm Rita. That's our signature drink, signature cocktail coming. And
I
what's
thought
neat
you
about that
was
is
gonna.
Belize, just as of about a month ago, now has its very own tequila. Now, of course, some people say tequila has to come from Jalisco, but I guess we should call it something different. But it's not through Holistica, but there is one of the distilleries that now has Belizean grown tequila. So we'll be able to add that right into our drinks as well.
Or maybe you want to keep it light. You can order one of these delicious fresh smoothies. You can get that from the pool bar. The pool will also be offering a different array of casual food offering, right?
Yep, correct.
Grab that. Um, this is one of my favorites, which is the European style espresso ice cream bar.
Yeah, coffee is really important for a lot of folks, and so that's something we're really proud of here.
Yeah.
Cam says yes.
Yeah. We need our coffee. Yeah. And then, of course, with my background, I can't help it. It's very Pavlovian when I see this picture, but the pizza in Belize, I was astounded with the Brickyard Pizza Oven. It is incredible, especially when you're talking about organic tomatoes, mushrooms right in your backyard. So you can order up a pizza. It's what, 10, 15 minutes, it's on your plate. 2 minutes later, if it's on my plate, it's all gone.
Pizza is near and dear to my heart. Growing up, my father owned a pizzeria, and so I grew up with his knowledge and background, and he will be helping us with coming up with some of the recipes we have for our dough, for our sauces. And I'll tell you, my dad's pizza still to this day is the best I've ever had in my entire life. And that's not just because he's my dad.
Shout out to the dads. Okay. And we've got, well, it's really about, with the holistic happy mind, body, soul, it's really being able to really relax. And one of the best ways to relax is going to be going to the Holistica Spa, really treating yourself. Maybe you're out on a horseback ride, maybe you're doing some hiking. If you really want to just unwind and let all that go, you'd come walk right down by the pool and go to the spa, get yourself a massage, maybe treat yourself with some other services that we'll have there. Next to that, it's also about healthy body, which is staying active. It'll be a beautiful, very simple design, but it works very well, a shaded outdoor exercise pavilion. Here you see some yoga, we'll have meditation. This will also be part of entertainment and really enjoying, we'll set this up for karaoke. If we want to have we do have some people being organic that have backgrounds in teaching dance. So if you want to take some dance class or just a variety of different things, you'll be able to do at this pavilion. Small gym. Still, you won't be able to now feel like you're not going to be able to keep up your gym regimen. If you like doing some machines, you'll have them there. And this is a very interesting amenity, the Family Palapa. Eric, what are we going to be offering at the Family Palapa? What kind of things there?
This is, to me, this is kind of the heartbeat of the pool area and the whole entertainment area within Holistica. We will have a lot of unique things. We'll have movie nights there. So we'll move the lounge chairs from the pool under and you'll watch movies. We'll have karaoke nights. But it's also it's where we get to get involved in community outreach. And so we'll have folks from throughout the surrounding area coming in and sharing their knowledge, their experience. For example, Mayans will show maybe basket making. Garifuna, which Easy Breezy, you've seen the photos, and those of you that met him, his background and his culture is Garifuna, and they're known in the country for their drumming and drum making. And so you might come down to a drum making class. You might come down to a class that Nana and the farm team puts on about maybe a specific fruit or vegetable or spice and how it can be incorporated into your lifestyle. But it's a way that everyone throughout the country can come in and share knowledge. And it's also where you, as residents within the community, if you have experience in something and you want to share with your community, then this is a place you can come down where everybody can gather and learn from one another. And so for me, I'm really excited because you don't find this type of environment in most residential communities, but it's a place where we all get to come together and share experiences, laugh, enjoy, have fun. We'll have special dinners, I'm sure, here. Lots of live music and a lot of great things here at the Family Palapa.
And family, it's all about family. So for the youngsters, there'll be a different types of activities at the family palapa too, right? You can
That's
do,
right.
do some
So,
arts and crafts, some wood shop.
yep, yep. You'll come down with the parents and grandparents will come down with their family and friends and or with their grandkids and be able to learn from the different folks coming in here to share their experiences. Oh, sorry for that. Somebody walked by my office door. I'm right in front of the office door, and they're waving at me. So I got a little distracted for a second. It's a problem when you're in an office with a bunch of
Yeah.
windows and you have a lot of friends that walk by.
Right in the boardwalk there. Okay. Oops. Went one too far. Okay. And then one of the best ways, to really experience Belize is getting on a horse and exploring out there. So we will have stables and we will have community horses. You don't have to necessarily be a horse riding expert. There'll be trainers there that'll help you make sure that you understand properly how to mount a horse, and even going a step further, learning that, guides that can help you learn the areas that you want to explore, because there's so much beautiful exploration just in our area alone.
One of the reasons we felt it was really important to bring in an equestrian center is I've learned quite a bit about how equestrian lifestyle and horses in particular help folks that suffer from a variety of different social issues. My daughter suffers from social anxiety, and for folks that suffer from these types of things, it's magical how horses are intuitive and they know how to calm folks down, be aware. And so for us, it's a place where people can come in and just kind of open up their mind to new experiences and connect in a way with an animal that maybe they've never experienced. The reason that this was something I wanted to do a long time ago is I have a great friend of mine who lost her ability to walk many years ago when she was 16 years old in a car accident. And she and her father came down to Belize, and we were in this buggy. We went off to this area that had a bunch of horses running wild. And all of us that were able to get out of the buggy went and were petting the horses. One horse was amazing, just came right up to the little buggy that we're in, poked its head right in just so she can pet it. And so it was something that was one of the most magical moments that I've ever experienced down here in Belize. And it made me realize how important it is something like this in our community could be for others as well. So just a little bit on that. And something we're really proud of. But it's also going to be cool just to be able to kind of take the horse around, and, we'll have trails on the outside. As you know, all of Holistica is 400 acres. The land we own, I should say, under Orion Limited is 400 acres. Holistic is only 200. So we'll have on the other 200 acres trails and all kinds of things that you can explore.
What an amazing story. And I've really experienced the relaxation part in Belize is really being able to get away from all the hurly burly that goes on in our everyday life here, and connecting with the animals is a big part of it down in Belize. So love that you told that story, Eric. Okay, and then you had mentioned about our new property, our new Holistica Belize office and the services that we're doing, but part of built-in component of just living in our community is the ability to have a variety of different things to do. Literally, you could do something different every day of each month. Especially because of where we're located. So if you want to go scuba diving, the Adventurers League could help you coordinate getting a charter going. You want to do some cave tubing, you like to do some fishing, maybe you want to go and do some jungle hiking. All of that is just literally at your fingertips, because this which is a free built-in part of living in Holistica Belize. There's no extra fees for being, in the Adventurers Club. I get that question quite often. Um, this is a big separator again for what we offer in living here. Anything you
Yeah,
want to
one
add
of the
on
things I
that?
want to touch on with that is um, when you look at holistic, we look at mind, body, and soul. A lot of people think of holistic as just eating healthy and that's it. But getting out and exploring is something that really feeds the mind. It's a different type of feeding the mind than just traditional education that you'll have within the community. And with the Explorers Club, like Steve mentioned, there's so many different things you can do. I've lived in this country, lived or been coming down for many, 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 many years. I think I'm coming up on 15 years now, which is still mind-boggling to me. But there's still a million things in this country. I'm out every weekend. If there's time I'm not working and I'm not on the project, I'm out exploring, and there's still a million things that I haven't done and seen. It's shocking. Every single weekend, somebody says, "Hey, have you gone here, done this?" I'm like, how do I not know that? So getting out and exploring is really great in this country. What's cool, Belize is so small that you are literally only hours away from any activity you could want to do. Some are minutes away, and some are just a few hours away. And the furthest you can go in the country is about 4 hours, and you reach the border. So within that small compound is just a million different things to do. And the Explorers Club is a really great way to experience it. And so we're very proud of this part of our community because we don't know of any other project out there that does anything like it. This is where you'll be able to sign up every day to do something different. Some things will have an expense depending on it, but many of the things will be things that are offered free through the community. And so it's just another way that you can work on your mind, body, and soul.
So far, so good, guys. You liking what you're seeing, Rico?
Oh yeah.
Cam?
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
heck
seeing
yeah.
more than I realized, obviously from the last time I came in the developments, you know, and everything is looking really good. I'm really excited about the decision I made.
Yeah, what's beautiful about this and being a year into it is I'm not surprised by any of this. And just because Steve, you did such an amazing job of like sharing with me, and Rico, you didn't have the benefit of that, but yeah, and it just solidifies everything and the plans and how it's really coming together is just really exciting. And I'll be on a kayaking tour as soon as possible. Just saying.
All right. Hey, by the way, we just got our first 2 clear kayaks. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are on Easy Breeze's TikTok, but he just posted them. But we now have they're clear kayaks, and we'll be doing some drone footage. We know a lot of folks like to go out on the clear kayaks and have videos and photos done. So we now have those here in Holistica.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to see the crocodiles. Maybe the manatees, but not crocodiles.
Well, they're not likely to be out on the ocean side. So just if you don't go on the lagoon side, your
the lagoon side, yeah, that's where I stay away from.
Here, a lot of folks like to do photo shoots in them, so they'll put flowers throughout them, and then they'll take photos inside them, which is kind of neat. So,
cool.
Nice.
I've seen those outside of the country. We're the first ones to have that opportunity here in the country that I found. I haven't seen any others, so it's kind of
that's exciting.
Yeah,
Fun.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Cam, there's an amazing lagoon that's about 30 minutes away from Holistica that it's literally like a labyrinth, and you bring your kayak down there and you can spend hours just
searching for
exploring.
crocodiles.
Yeah,
okay.
He knows this
evading the crocodiles.
Steve knows this firsthand because a few years back when Steve was down here with me, he went kayaking and fell out of the kayak.
I knew you'd tell that story.
Sorry, buddy. I didn't think about that.
You know, this is family. We can say that. We can throw each other there. We can laugh at ourselves.
If you want to see human struggle, if you ever have that video still of me trying to climb back in the kayak when I was capsized there, it was pretty. There was some good chucks and giggles. Yeah, I lost a flip flop, but other than that, everything's in place.
But you gained a memory, buddy.
Yeah.
Holistica gives back, Eric.
All right. So this is something that in our community is probably the most important to my heart. Yes, I'm really proud of what we're doing from a development standpoint. I'm really proud of the work that we're putting in and the team that we've assembled. We have some of the most amazing people, but there's so much more that we can do as a community and as even a development team to make a difference in the country. And so we do a lot of things. Normally, I don't like to touch on this stuff, but I think now is kind of a time with some of the blogs out there that people get a little better knowledge of who we are as a company. And you as an owner or a visitor coming into our country, you get to be a part of these things. One of them is our clothing drive. We have one of the largest clothing drives that we know of here in in the country. And that's where, when you come down on our tour, we invite all of our guests to bring things that they might normally donate back home. And what we do is you leave it with us, we have it professionally cleaned and washed, and we get it into the hands of the people that really could use it. When the pandemic hit, it affected Belize in a way that many other countries didn't see, because everything in this country is geared around tourism. And that's the restaurants, that's the hotels. So if you're a farm worker and you don't have the restaurants and the hotels to sell your fruits and vegetables to, then that affected you. If you're a fisherman and you don't have the fruits or you don't have the hotels and the restaurants, that affected you as well. And so when we started this clothing drive during the pandemic, we recognized there was a lot of folks that just couldn't buy new clothing because of the lack of income during that time. Luckily, we've rebounded. The country's bounced back great, but there's still so many folks that can benefit and use that. Moving forward, I wanted to kind of touch on some of the other things that we do. And all of these things that I'm going to show you are things that you as our community can also get involved in. We welcome and we encourage everyone in Holistica to be a part of it. And so, Steve, if you can.
Yeah, let me go ahead and we're gonna show you some videos from some of the campaigns that we've already done.
Oh yeah, this one's really cool. This is our pantry. You need to start it over there, Steve.
Yeah,
this is community pantry up in Belize City.
It's got some audio in it here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you play it, Eric.
Today is December 14th. Right now we are here at the iconic lighthouse here in Belize City. We're actually doing pantry today. I'm here with Mike Novella. This is Councilman Mike Novella. Oh, it looks like it stopped there, buddy. You're on mute. City Council, and we're giving out Christmas pantry for a lot of the families here in this district. What that includes is we do ham, turkey. We're also doing groceries for the family, so it's a way to ensure that as many people as possible have a nice Christmas this year. So I'll try to capture some more of the events for today. We have a long day ahead of us, but we're happy to be a part of it. And we look forward to the day. Thanks, Mike. Go, Eric. Yep, we're going, buddy.
Okay, here we go. It's the next one here.
Good night. My name is Councilor Michael Novella from Belize City. I just want to say thank you guys from Holistica, along with Eric, for coming out and supporting us with our food pantry program, delivering some food pantry to the people and making Christmas a little bit better in their home. Eric, thank you guys, man.
Thank you, man, for letting me be a part of it. We're really honored to be able to share this year, and thanks for having us out, and we'll be happy to be here anytime you need us.
You just let me know.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
We own 400 acres.
Here, hold on. If you can stop this and let me explain what you're looking at here. So make sure I'm not on mute. Okay, perfect. What you're seeing here is we do a lot of community outreach where it's education based. And so this was actually here in a village nearby, Sanebite, and it was for Garafuna's, the Garafuna Studies Program. And Holistica and Nana was invited in to educate the students throughout the Sanebite area on what we're doing from a sustainable farming practice, and also how our community, you can incorporate it into a community. So here Nana is teaching these children. Then what was great is there was 4 or 5 different sessions throughout the day. So they were able to reach a ton of kids and get a lot of knowledge into their heads about some of the things that they can do in their community. So this is a little bit on Nana sharing with the kids.
He's actually he's talking in the background, right in the classroom, right, Eric?
Yep, correct. Right
Okay.
there in the classroom.
You have to kind of turn up your volume. I'll play it again.
We own 400 acres. And within that 400 acres, 200 acres is going to be dedicated to this. This is a community just like you will find M.I.M.S. Let's say M.I.M.S is a community like this. And each one of them, that is the numbers you see, are going to be properties that people are going to buy.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
That is pretty amazing. The students actually look like they're paying attention, right? You got to be a great teacher for that.
Nana actually does quite a bit.
It's captivating.
With children. So during the school year, there is countless schools from around the country, and I'm talking the United States, that Nana works with, where he does presentations to educate them on organic farming. And so these are things that he's happy to share also with any of the owners within our community and some of the folks that would ask to, learn about some of the things that he teaches outside of Holistica. Here, what you're looking at here is a really interesting experience we had. This is back in June. This was the first time on a private residential project that we've ever had an event like this. What this was organic farming with adaptation to climate change. And so what was really great about it is we had a couple hundred students that came on site, but this was in partnership with Baja, which is the Belize Health Association, and that we also with the Ministry of Agriculture. And so there was various booths, and there was a couple other NGOs that we invited down and were part of it as well. So local students can learn about climate change, can learn about farming, and what some of the things that we can do to help ensure that our harvests are robust as climate change happens. And so it was an amazing success. We even had a really great article that was written about us from a company that represents residential projects all over the world. It was really an incredible event, focused heavily on the kids. Aside from just the students, we also had over 30 local farmers. We had a couple dozen local teachers. And so it was an amazing day where they were able to come on site to Holistica, learn about some of the things that we're doing that is unique throughout the country. And we're very proud. It's the first time that anything like this was done.
Yeah, it was a really great moment for our community. I think I've got a video here where Nana was going over some of our concept for farming.
Yeah, this was an interview with the local news.
We are at Holistica Belize site, and today we are going to carry out sustainable agriculture adaptation to climate change, fair and forum. Tell us more or less what that's going to be. What's that all about? Well, basically, we live in a world whereby we are having difficulties with.
It's unfortunate the audio is not great on some of these videos as it's uploaded into this presentation.
Yeah, if you're watching this recording, you can just turn up the volume on your notebook or tablet. Nana's got a really nice, soft voice, so sometimes it's really necessary. I love the teak trees that are in the background too. Yeah. You can really see with Nana standing next to it. He's a good 6 feet tall, right?
Yeah, well, some of these are close to 15 feet tall. Cam, I imagine you're seeing those, pretty surprised at the height.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah, it's we've been having a lot of our returning owners come back, and we actually had one of our returning owners on site today, and the same feedback we always hear is unbelievable how fast they're growing. Yeah. And so I'm not sure if most people know about the teak part of our project. One of the things that makes us unique is we're not only funded from the sales of property, but we also have our teak farm, is where we're able to raise a lot of funds by selling some of the futures within the teak farm. What's kind of interesting is every single person that purchased within that program a couple years ago, was even before the seeds were in the ground. And so we're amazed at how quickly these trees are performing. We had some of the local farmers say, "Oh, you can't grow teak there; it's not going to work." But they didn't have Nana as the farm manager. He's a soil cultivation expert, and we're blown away. When you come down on our tour, you'll meet Dr. Matthew. He owns a spice farm. It's about an hour away that we take everyone on the spice farm tour. And he tells me every week, "Eric, I don't know how you got your trees to grow so fast, so great," because he has his trees that have been in the ground for 30 years. And so but the teak is a big part of our project. We do have economic sources from more than just the development. The farm side of it is an actual working farm that we will monetize. The trees are monetized. And as lot owners in Holistica, even though we've ended our teak program for the general public, it is something we do talk to folks about. And we have ways that we allow them to take part in the teak farm as part of a purchase too. So something we can talk about when you're down there, but it's amazing when you notice the difference in such a short amount of time.
I can't wait to see the coconut coconut trees that we planted last year too. I'm very excited. I know they moved them and shifted, but he takes such good care of everything. And his message to us to share and just so graciously said, "I'm sorry, but I'm moving all your trees," was so incredible. He's he's an amazing human being. And just to add a little bit to that, he's also approachable to the place where I'm like, okay, what am I going to need to plant around my house and for mosquito and bug and pest control? And what are the things I'm going to want to plant in order to, you know, moringa is going to be growing and like putting in my salad, right? And naturally growing in my garden on my land. And he is going to help me get to the place where I get to grow things for myself. Ah, I'm so excited. Anyway, okay.
Well, to give a little
Great
bit
point.
understanding of what Cam's talking about, she gave away a little bit of a surprise that usually we don't share with our guests before coming down, but I'm glad you did. One of the things that's interesting is when you come on our tour, you get surprised that you'll actually be planting a palm tree. So along our access road that you'll see when you're down there, those ones are there, but we have a section that we also had that we had to move because that's where the new main road's in. Plant every single one of those every single one of those palm trees were planted by a guest that had come down on one of our previous tours.
Yeah.
And those trees will be moved to your lot. They all get tagged and marked, so we know exactly whose is whose. And Nana and his team do a really good job of making sure they keep track of all of that. So when you're ready and if you want your tree moved to your lot, you can have that. And that's our way of helping get some of our work done. We put you to work when you come down on our tour.
And
Yeah,
we
no,
like
I'm-
it. So it's working out for everybody.
I'm really surprised to see how tall the teak tree is. I remember we planted it in the ground, and we took a photo, and that was a great time. But yeah, they're huge now. Yeah,
Yeah. Some of these are, and this is on the side that's closer to the road. But if you go to the far side on the northern side of the property, some of those are close to 15 feet tall. It's unbelievable. Just a couple of years, they're doing great. Our
Yeah,
team's
yeah,
doing a wonderful job.
that's great.
I think I got a little story. I think it might have been you, Cam. You do get, you know, the really delight of having your own, you know, coconut palm, and I think you get to name it. Was it you that has these nuts? Is that you?
No.
Oh, that was another person. Okay, well,
Yeah,
we
that
do
was
That
have a
was
lot
not
of
even
fun on
somebody
our
me.
names
tour.
their tree. So when you
Yeah.
come down, you plant it, and everyone names their tree. But yeah, somebody did name it.
Yeah,
That was funny.
that's funny.
That was
Okay.
Danny.
Oh, that was Danny. Okay. Eric, I'm so proud of you that you know you have the deepest heart, and it's it's just really just a privilege and an honor to be part of a company that is so sensitive to, you know, everybody around you that's not inside the company and what you give back. And I think it's great that you get recognized, and all of Holistica gets recognized for what they do. So you see a nice award here.
Yeah, this
This
was
is from
actually a big
2022.
surprise. Yeah, in 2022, I was invited to their dinner. They had their holiday end of the year dinner it was Pomona Village Council, and I've been involved in a handful of things throughout a lot of different villages around, and they invited me to the dinner. I thought it was a wonderful thing. I had no idea that they were going to give such a wonderful little appreciation for it. And they've done that for a couple of years now.
Yeah, not just 2022. I know there was 2023. We couldn't find the actual when we were planning this, couldn't find the actual picture of it. But then in 2024 as well,
That's awesome.
September 9th. Okay, and then we also
Yeah, and these
have
are things that if you want to get involved in, we have relationships with so many villages that each village has different things that they do. This was at the night of the village council.
there you go.
This is Mel. She's the councilwoman, the chair of the village, and that was just a real sweet honor for them to bring me down there for that. But we have all sorts of festivals that are happening in Belize all the time, from Mango Fest to kite festivals. We did a lot of involvement with the kids for the kite festival this past year, which was really cool. It was basically all the kids had to work and come up to make their own kite. And they had all kinds of contests for the size, for how long it stayed in the air, to you name it. It was a real fun event. But there's countless events just like that go on month after month here in Belize. So if you want to get involved in some of those, I can help you definitely find the right people to get you involved.
Yeah, the giving back is really the true joy that get in this world. So it's really neat to be part of that. We've got who are you here with here?
Oh, this is Kareem Musa. He had invited us down to his office to talk about some of the things that we're doing on the farm. And Kareem Musa is basically number 3 in the country. And so you have the prime minister, and basically he's just right under the prime minister. So he's the head of what's called New Growth Industries. And so not only does he oversees the military and police force, but he also oversees any new industry within the country. And so we were in discussions on some of the things that we're doing at Holistica. It was really exciting that he invited us down, asked us to take a photo with him. So I thought that was a fun day. This is a couple years back. This is a few years ago.
This is my favorite photo. Just look at that
smile. Oh, I didn't know you put that in there. Oh, that's cool. This was actually this is in Belize City, and this was during the pantry. And so I noticed I need to get a few more shirts. I wear the same shirt. Yeah, this was during that same pantry that we were out there.
I thought that was your uniform.
Yeah, no, it's a shirt that I like, but I never noticed that that's in a bunch of photos. But anyway, so I'm very simple in the things that I wear. So this is like, I have only like 2 or 3 nice shirts. Anyway, but
you gave the rest of your shirts away, I think.
This was a really great day that we were able to go out and share a lot of what the Christmas spirit was about. And still to this day, this young lady, I still talk with her and her family, and we were very fortunate. You know, I met them during this time, but her older brother, actually, son, I don't know if some of you guys remember, you might have met him on the farm. Even though he's from Belize City, we brought him down, and he actually worked on our farm. So if it wasn't for this day, you know, and meeting their family, most folks from the city don't come and work on the farms in southern Belize. You know, the city life is quite a bit different, and he wanted to experience something different, so we're able to make it happen. So yeah, I love that you brought this here. These are some of my favorite people now.
Wonderful. Okay, so I appreciate everybody. I know that we planned for this to be a little bit shorter, but I'm really glad that we spent the time that we did on going over the changes to Holistica and all the new things that we'll be having, as well as, even more important, all the things that we're doing outside of Holistica to give back to the country of Belize. We're almost there. We're gonna see if our owners have any questions that weren't answered that you might want to you were thinking about, you might want to have us answer for you.
Yeah, I had actually a couple questions I want to ask. I want to how many lots are sold?
Oh, good question. Okay, so we have 320 lots in the development, and we've now sold just north of 100. And so we've exceeded our expectations. We're very, very happy as far as our progress goes. And so, yeah, we're just north of 100 sold so far. We also have probably another 30 or so that are reserved. They're for folks that are looking to come down.
Okay, awesome. And I guess the anticipated first home building?
Okay, so that's actually moved up a lot faster than I expected. Right now, Linus and his team have already submitted for authentication. That means that the master plan's done, the approvals are all finished, and the road work is commenced. And so once the road work is commenced, then they get what's called authentication from the lands department. And so essentially, as soon as the Belize government stamps that as final, that's when the individual titles are created for each individual lot and the individual plot maps created. And as soon as you have the title, as soon as you can actually start building. So we're right now, since Linus and his team, to give you a little bit of background on them, GridPoint, that's our survey and engineering partners. They're the ones that do everything with our liaison with the government. They handle all of it. They do about half, if not just a little more than half, of all of the Belize government's internal survey work. So they're one of the most respected and one of the biggest in the country. And so one of the things that's helped us move things along, Belize, things move slow in Belize. That's just like many countries, but they've actually helped us speed certain things up because of their relationship in the government itself. And so I was just having a conversation with Linus the other day about that, and he's expressed to me that he hopes for phase 1 that they'll have that the part that's already been submitted, that they'll have the authentication done in just a couple of months here. So as soon as that's done, we might be able to start seeing shovels in the ground. I mean, I'm patient. I know that when he tells me 2 months, sometimes it could be 6 months, but it's a lot sooner than we had expected. So I'm really happy about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah, we've
awesome.
actually had a couple of our owners just down this past week, specifically down so they can start working with builders, so and getting all their designs planned. We have a good many of our lawn owners that are now starting the design process. So it's an exciting time for us. I mean, this has started as a vision and idea years ago when we assembled a wonderful team. Luckily, I've been here so long that we've been able to find wonderful people to be a part of what we're doing. And now to see it all moving as quick as it is and coming together, and now homes are being planned and roads being pushed, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I would imagine hopefully within the next 6 months or so, hopefully we'll have some shovels in the ground and build houses.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. Yeah, homes being planned. That's what I'm talking about. And I think,
Yeah, man.
and the expected cost, for home construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it depends on what type of home you're going to build. Okay. So we have small little bungalows. And for those of you, if you haven't watched the virtual tour, I encourage you to go watch the virtual tour because we go through a rundown of the different styles of houses. So you can kind of see the difference I'm going to talk about here. But yeah, if you're doing something like one of the little bungalows, which we call a Belizean Mennonite style home, those are wood construction. Some of those homes, with a modest finish inside, are as low as $30,000. But for a really nice one, something that is maybe two or three bedrooms, 2 bath, nice veranda, well appointed inside, you might be looking at something around 60 or 70,000 for that house. I just previewed one that was just built here not too long ago here on the peninsula. This has 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. It's a massive, huge one, raised up, separate laundry area, all this stuff, and they paid $160,000 for that. But it was beautiful, and so that's for the Mennonite style homes. Then you go into block and concrete, poured concrete construction. Block's going to be a little bit less expensive than poured concrete. But you're looking at, if you're going to do something a little more modest, there's a home that I believe is inside the new presentation. If not, I can get it out to you. This was a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, nice little kitchen, and they paid just over 50,000 US for that house. So that house that came in, if I remember correctly, around $60, $70 a square foot. That's on the very, very low end that I've seen. A good average, and if you want a really nice blocker poured concrete house that has, nice doors, windows, cabinetry, beautiful bathrooms, granite countertops, things like that, expect anywhere between about the $90 to about $125 a square foot is a real safe number. And so you'll base it based on the size of the house that you want. What's great with Holistica, when you're ready to build, we have our list of in-house builders. We don't take a dime from their build. We believe that where every real estate in this country, agent in the country promotes certain builders because they get a kickback, we recognize we want to make sure that you get the best value of your build possible and the right build. So we're not going to steer you in the direction of who pays more in a commission. So that's really important. And all of our builders are vetted through us too. So we look at their ability to build. We look at that they have the financial resource to build. One thing that we look at that not everybody thinks about is where their team comes from. You have a lot of really great builders up in northern Belize, but if their entire construction team's in northern Belize, who do you think is going to pay for that? Housing, lodging, transportation. These are things that often aren't thought about. It's just pushed into the cost of your build and your bill goes up. We monitor all that. So we make sure that if you're going to build in Holistica, you're going to hopefully get the best thing you can get. And what the important thing about that is to build in Holistica is a privilege, not a right. So if a builder does not live to the standards that we expect, even in early stages, that's it. They're done. They don't get another shot. And every builder in the country is wanting to be a part of what we're doing because we have hundreds of lots. We have over 300 lots. That means there's over 300 homes they have a shot at potentially being able to build. And so that means they keep their prices lower. That means they keep their timelines faster because they want to make sure that the work they did on that home translates to that next potential buyer that's just waiting, seeing the success that they do. This is something that if you went and bought a lot just at some random spot, you don't have that. You don't have that check and balance, and our team is here to help with that. So great question.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rico. I'm going to jump in here on
yeah.
So you've talked about a lot of amenities and such. Like, when do we expect that the whole community is going to be finished?
Okay, great question. Over the past year or so, we've often said about 5 years. Right now, we really feel probably 3 to 4 years is what we're expecting. There's a lot of things you have to think about in Belize. Weather is the biggest one. And so we do get a fair amount of rain, so that does shrink our timeline of being able to build things. But I look at it, I'm expecting right now, hopefully within 4 years, we'll have a cherry on top. That means every amenity finished, every the road's done, the pool's in, the restaurant's in, all of those things. And so that's the expected timeline we have now. As long as the weather permits and everything goes our way, then yeah, that we should see that as a real possibility.
I love it. And talking about those designs, I'm already in the process of designing my own, as you can
Oh, that's right.
probably
You
imagine,
can do all that.
being a
That's right. You're
builder.
brilliant.
I know people, architects. Anyway, so is there opportunities for us to get involved in the farm? Because I mean, there's so much knowledge there and there's so much going
Yes.
on. Is there opportunities there?
Yeah, there's actually opportunities to get involved in all aspects of the development. Though, if for somebody that wants to learn farming, or maybe you have some experience in something that's a little different than we're doing that you can share with the community, we're a community of giving back and being part of it. And so we welcome everybody into the community. The amenities within our community will actually be owned by residents in the community. So you do have to have a background within that industry. You have to have a demonstrated level of success. There's what's called a business interest form that you'll fill out as we get closer to opening that particular amenity. But we want to set the community up for as much success as possible. We've been fortunate that we have a lot of people with a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And so if you're somebody that has a background in the spa world, and maybe you have specific treatments that you're familiar with, or you have a lot of experience in own shops, that who knows, maybe you're the one that's going to open that business. Let's say you have a background in the restaurant industry, and you want to own or run one of our restaurants or the coffee bar, smoothie shop. Those are things that are going to be open to the community. Our goal is to provide those opportunities to residents in the community, and if we don't have somebody that has that expertise, then we'll go outside of the community for that.
That's exciting. I'm a barista too. I didn't know
Okay, let me
that.
explain something that's important. You will own the business, but your workforce is Belizean. One
Love it.
thing that's important to us is we want to provide as many jobs as we can
Yep.
to the local communities. And so that job creation has been a big part of our platform from day one. And so owning the business, but you'll want to do that anyways, because if you're trying to bring your family down from the States and have them run it, you can be a lot more cost efficient by utilizing some of the local talent we have. And Belize has an amazing group of talent in any step you can go.
Yeah, everywhere I went, all the folks, and there's so much in the rich culture, and so much knowledge and love, and everyone I met. I can't wait to be back.
Yeah, well, it gets better and better every day. The one thing you'll love is now when you fly in, there's a new process that you don't have to fill out that form anymore.
All
You know
right.
that form. There's an app. They just came in on December, so even flying in is easier and faster now than what it used to be. So
Nice.
that's
Can't
something.
get any easier.
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect segue. Are there any other questions, or are we good for right now?
I'm good.
One thing
Okay.
I do want to shout out that one of the things we're going to be putting together in the future, we have a lot on our plate right now, but we do get from time to time a lot of questions that people will send us. We're going to try to compile over the next several months just a list of the questions that are most commonly asked and some of the answers to make it nice and easy. We already do have our FAQs. So some of this stuff is covered already on our FAQs on our website. But we're going to continue to grow that section as more and more people have specific questions that we want to help answer.
Fantastic. Okay. And the very last, thank you everybody that stayed with us throughout this update. We've really gone over some great information. If you feel that this is something that just that you're intrigued by, or that you feel like, you want to learn more and you want to come down and meet all these wonderful individuals that are part of our development team and see the property, we assure you an easy way to do that. In fact, I'd like to actually ask Cam and Rico to let us know what the experience is like, because I know that everybody says, oh, it's going to be, a great time, come to our tour. But then in the back of your mind, you're probably thinking that they're going to hammer you and that they're going to pressure you to death. How was the experience when you came down and met everybody?
Go ahead, Rico.
Well, like I stated earlier, I actually did everything the opposite. So you need to come to the, actual Belize and see what's being done to really feel and get a grasp for just how special and unique and just awesome this community is and what they're doing and the whole, Belize. When I was there, all the things that I'm used to thinking about and dealing with, I wasn't even thinking about it. It was peace. I was in a peaceful state, great food, great vibes, great people, great weather. That's why I got a lot. I mean, when you go there, you'll feel it, and I believe you'll see it for yourself.
Yeah, and on top of what Rico just said, with all of that, it's about the community, and I met. It was unique because one, I got to meet Steve, who was there on that tour, which was special,
Yeah,
and
that was
then
one of the few tours he's been down on. He works too much.
exactly. But then the 16 folks that we met, I made friendships with all of those folks and connections in a really rich way in a really short period of time, which was surprising to me because that's not usually my MO. But the environment that we were able to be in, the space that we had, the meals, the food, the conversations, the like-mindedness, the goals that were similar, all the things, that community was already being built before I even stepped foot on the land. And the first day on the land, that's when I knew this is where I wanted to be. And it just kept getting stronger and stronger. And then when it was time to sign on the dotted line, I didn't feel pressured. I didn't feel like it was high pressure sales. It was like, is this what you want to do? And like questioning, are you sure? Let's go over it line by line by line to make sure you know exactly what you're signing, exactly what you're getting into, what your expectations are. Do you have questions? And it was in a comfortable place with people that I felt like I had gotten to know and trust because of the vulnerability and the honesty. And there's a lot of integrity in this crew, and there's so much fun and friendship, and it's just, I'm excited to be in this community, and that happened really quickly in that tour. So it just solidified everything that I needed and wanted. And the people, like, Ida's my neighbor, and her and I are on WhatsApp all the time about natural pool and this and the what septic system we putting in, and that's across the board with the folks that I met. And I can't wait to crash your party, Eric, and come
All
see you in a
right.
couple
I
weeks
can't
and
wait
come
to
to
see you.
dinner. I can't wait. I'm coming to dinner. 2 tours while I'm there. I'm like, sweet. I'm crashing the party.
That's it.
Yeah.
I will touch on something you mentioned. What she was talking about with Ida was another one of the folks that was on her tour. But we actually have, or was Ida on your tour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But we have an owners group on WhatsApp. So when you own property in Holistica, you get instantly introduced to the neighbors in your community. And so you can get involved in that WhatsApp group as much as you want. But you made the real important point. Like our tours, one of the reasons that we structured them this way is so you get to know the people that you're going to be neighbors with. People ask all the time, why do you do these 4-day events? There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to think about before making a decision, but it's also great to get to know your neighbors. And you both were on 2 different tours, and you could have came on the week before, or the week after. On any tour you go, and you're going to find the same just wonderful people week after week. We're very fortunate. I think because when people think holistic minded, I think it brings a good soul and a good group of people together. So I appreciate you saying those really, really great words, because we're really passionate about what we do. And when you folks come and when you're here, you know how it is already, Cam. We're like family from day one. Like
Yeah,
Rico's
you
the
can
same
feel
way.
it, and it's
It's a vibe.
seriously.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
a vibe.
sorry I missed you while you were in Roseburg area and then up
Yeah, I
here,
know, I
because
know.
the Oregon thing. But
Yeah,
whatever. It
we're gonna
doesn't
work it
matter
out
where we're
eventually. I'll get up
from.
there. We'll be able to see each other. That'd be cool.
That's the beauty of it. It didn't matter where we were from or what like background, and maybe naturally we wouldn't mix. But in this environment, in this place, and with these similar goals, it's beautiful, and it's coming together in such an organic way. I love it so much.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Am, you're so special. You're just an amazing person, and you're my hero because you got me to, come on the trip and come down. So,
It was awesome.
all right. So I
Thanks,
think,
guys. Thanks, Rico.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Thank you
we
guys.
are at that point of thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for taking the time to go through this. Hopefully you have a little better vision of the progress that we have. You get to see some of the exciting things that have already happened and are happening right on site right now. And for those of you that have not already come down on our tour, please come down. I'd love to meet all of you. I'm on every single tour. Our team, we have the best time. We do a lot of really fun things. Our way we view everything is whether Holistica turns out to be the right fit for you or not, we want you to have the time of your life. And we want you to have memories that are going to last your lifetime. And I can certainly hope that both Rico and Cam would say that that's the kind of experience that they enjoyed. And we hope you come down and see us too, and let's see what Belize opportunities lie for you, and have a great time out in exploring.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and then hopefully we see you in Belize soon.
All right, bye everybody. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Awesome.